I got your top 10 moments of 2026. First 10 days in. Let's go. FDO, FDO. First 10 days into 2026, and it's already crazy. I'm trying to tell you. 10 days. Just 10. I got a full list of 10 already in 10 days.
Won't they do?
10 days. Like I might could do one for every month the way we going. I did one of all last year, 2025. Go check out your top 10 moments of 2025. Again, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, all that. But right now, I got your top 10 moments of 2026, just the first 10 days. And I'm going to start with some honorable mentions. So first, we got Fetty Wap released from jail. Okay. 34 years old. He was released from prison on Thursday, January 8th, after serving more than 3 years behind bars on federal drug charges. Um, the charges were conspiring to distribute at least 500 grams of cocaine. That is a lot of grams. That is a lot of cocaine. Powder. Sentenced to 6 years in May of 2023. So yeah, he got out 3 years early.
Won't they do?
All right. Next, I got the PBS shutting down. PBS shut down.
What?
Oh yes.
Bro, what are
No
you
more
talking about, man?
Arthur. No more Caillou. No more all the things that was free without paying a subscription and that we loved and grew up on. No more Sesame Street unless it's being funded by private entities, right? But the thought of now having to look at this on possibly a paid streaming platform like HBO when it was something that was free, again, these are the times that we've signed up for. No ownership, no control over anything. So no more Zoom, no more Reading Rainbow, no more Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, no more Wishbone, no more The Magic School Bus, no more Between the Lions.
Stop it. Get
And
some
this is
help.
due to the board of directors voting to dissolve the organization after nearly 60 years in operation after funding cuts under Trump. Now, this is the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, CPB, which helped fund NPR, PBS, and many local radio and TV stations. Again, is officially shutting down months after Congress passed spending cuts that stripped it of more than $1 billion with a B, big boy, $1 billion in funding. This was last confirmed January 5th of 2026. Now your top 10 moments of 2026. At the number 10 spot, I got Deutsche versus Aiden Ross. If you're not familiar with Deutsche, you're not familiar with Aiden Ross, this isn't the video for too much of a deep dive of the backstory, so I'm going to try to sum this up as best as I can quickly. But there are some other channels or other things you can look at if you want to find out more about these two. But basically, Deutsche is a rap artist affiliated with Top Dog Entertainment, TDE, also Kendrick Lamar's label affiliation, right? And Aiden Ross is a streamer, right? About 25 years young.
Won't they do?
Caucasian, Jewish affiliation, right? That plays a part because the conflict between rapper Deutsche and streamer Aiden Ross escalated heavily in late 2025 and early 2026. Centers on accusations of Aiden Ross, stating that she's an industry plant.
Won't they do?
A lot of misogyny and clashing worlds between internet culture and hip hop. This feud, the core conflict, launched was a series of attacks against the rapper Deutsche. Again, labeling her an industry plant and claiming that she used bots to boost her streams.
Won't they do?
And used a lot of demeaning language, including calling her a dumb B, a dirty B, a lot of things that seem to go beyond the scope of being necessary. Aiden Ross would claim that he was attacked first, which you'd later come to find out is not true. He's kind of been picking at her over the last like I said, since last year, 2025, and it kind of boiled and escalated to the point we are at now. He claims that um, he was mentioned in the song that she released, Girl Get Up, featuring SZA, saying that all industry plant ish is whack. I see it on the blogs. I see you in the chats. You suck every rap. Dudes Johnson from the back. Pause.
You want the dry rub?
Now, Aiden claims that he found out about this through X or a series of tweets, but come to find out he might be behind the company that administer those tweets to again boost more streams and make him more popular, to get him to talk about him like how we're doing kind of right now. So it gets kind of deep, right? The underlying tones, of course, is some of the racial tones. So he has been receiving some backlash and consequences, just as if, you know, Kyrie Irving were to say something, or Kanye West were to say something, or if you were to say something about the Asian culture, right? But he doesn't seem to get that. And so that's kind of where we're at with this whole debacle. You got the young people, 25-year-olds, trying to understand certain things that shouldn't be said and how you say them over the internet. And yeah, so more of that. You can look into more of that, but that's at your number 10 spot. At number 9, I got La Russell, Something's in the Water. He announced album January 1st. If you don't know who La Russell is, born 1994, 31 years old, from California, record label Good Company. He hosts concerts at the Pergola in his own venue in his backyard, or his grandma's backyard. And he's shooting to sell 100,000 copies of his next album, Something's in the Water, independently. Again, he's an independent artist, not talked about nearly enough. Worth a couple million independently. You won't find him getting talked about in your mainstream media hip hop sources, or other places. And I'm gonna do more videos on why that might be coming up soon. So again, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe, because it's interesting, right? You'll see things like this, right? Like NBA players like Kyrie Irving help pay $11,000 for the album or the LP. 11,001 rumored. Now, instead of pocketing the money, he's the type of person to opt to donate it to his followers. And he announced that on Thursday, January 8th. He's going to use that money to help people pay their bills, medical bills, rent assistance, phone bills, water, diapers, things like that. Fans can buy the project for as low as 99 cents. But of course, a few celebrities have gone above and beyond the call of duty. And again, La Russell has been slowly changing, continuing the Nipsey Hussle model of independent music and working with artists like Lil Jon and T-Pain. Again, I'm definitely going to be talking about him more. They definitely hide people like him, right, in his music, but he's definitely making major impacts. Again, all independently too, showing you that it can be done and how to do it. And that's at your number 9 spot. Number 8, got the IRS beginning to accept your 2025 tax return starting January 26. Yes, starting in January 2026, cash donations to nonprofit 501c charities will be deductible up to $2,000 for joint filers and $1,000 for single filers who take the standard deduction. For 2026, only those who itemize qualify to deduct these donations. At the beginning of the new year, keep a record and receipts of cash gifts, even if you haven't been able to deduct them in the past. For those who typically itemize on their tax return and deduct charitable contributions, they will only be able to deduct charitable contributions that exceed the 0.5% of their adjusted gross income starting in 2026. Taxpayers in the highest tax bracket will see the benefit of their itemized deductions capped at the 35% tax rate starting in 2026. This change will only impact income earners who are single and make over $640,600, and those who file jointly and make over $768,700. Big boy. Number 7, fraud investigation of California has begun. That started January 7, 2026. Newsom's office said he's blocked more than $125 billion in fraud, arrested criminals, and protected taxpayers from scam artists like you're hearing about with the Samoans or mishearing, right? A lot of controversy going on this year already. Conspiracy theories. Meanwhile, California is one of 5 Democrat-run states being targeted by the Trump administration. The Department of Health and Human Services said it's freezing $10 billion in federal funds over so-called fraudulent child care programming. Right? That's at your number 7. At your number 6 spot, I got Consumer Electronics Show, CES. That just wrapped up a couple days ago. That was running from January 6th to January 9th, 2026 in Las Vegas. That's showcasing breakthroughs in AI, robotics, digital health, automotive tech, and more. Right? Basically, Terminator and our doom. People gather around to celebrate how we're going to get replaced even further, and how jobs like this. That's why I like the stumbling, right? The authenticity. It's not AI, right? So hit that like button and subscribe if you don't like AI. If you want to not hear AI deliver you your stuff, yeah, you know what I'm saying? But there are major brands and innovators presenting new products and trends, including a focus on AI integration into physical systems and autonomous airport solutions. It's the world's biggest tech event featuring demos, networking, and insights into future tech. Though it's a trade-only event for industry professionals, thousands of robots, AI companions, assistant health, longevity tech, wearables, and more. Simeon's president and CEO Roland Bush kicked off the day with a keynote detailing how its customers are harnessing artificial intelligence to transform their business. And he was joined on stage by NVIDIA's CEO to announce an expanded partnership. So yeah, get that NVIDIA stock. Now it's time for that top five. Your top five moments of 2026. All right, I got at the 5 spot.
Top five.
Buying out or acquiring Greenland. January 8th, 2026, U.S. officials have discussed sending lump sum payments to Greenland as part of a bid to convince them to secede from Denmark and potentially join the United States, according to 4 sources familiar with the matter. And I'm not talking about the movie with Gerard Butler, right? The idea of directly paying residents of Greenland, an overseas territory of Denmark, offers one explanation of how the U.S. might attempt to buy the island of 57,000 people, despite authorities' insistence in Copenhagen and Nuuk that Greenland is not for sale. The tactic is among various plans being discussed by the White House for acquiring Greenland, including potential use of the military, but it risks coming off as overly transactional and a little bit degrading to a population that has long debated its own independence and its economic dependence on Denmark. So our interests really for trying to make sure Russia and China aren't too close to us, or is it other motives, right? That's at your number 5. At your number 4 spot, I got Iran internet blackout amid nationwide protests. Iran was plunged into a complete internet blackout on Thursday night as protests over economic conditions spread nationwide, increasing pressure on the country's leadership. While it was unclear what caused the internet cut, first reported by the Internet Freedom Monitor NetBlocks, Iranian authorities have shut down the internet in response to protests in the past. As you know, history has proven that whenever the internet goes dark, severe violence, mass repression, and deadly crimes against civilians sometimes follow. Silencing communication is not security, it's a cover for brutality in some cases. Now, again, it's something to pay attention to. It must not be left alone in the dark, which is why it's at your number 4 spot. Number 3, I got the Portland shooting. 2 people were injured in a shooting involving a federal agent in Portland. This is right after the one in Minneapolis. On Thursday, right? And again, Thursday, when you go back and look, we're talking about January 8th, 2026. According to authorities, with major calling for immigration enforcement operations to halt while the investigation is ongoing. The Department of Homeland Security said the shooting occurred while Border Patrol agents were conducting a targeted stop on a vehicle carrying 2 people allegedly affiliated with the Trende Aragua gang. And that's your number 3 spot. Number 2, and again, some of these pictures were just police around the vicinity, but nothing we need to show here anyway, right? So the ICE agent shooting in Minnesota on January 7th, 2026. Renee Nicole Macklin Good, a 37-year-old woman and U.S. citizen, apparently from Colorado. We don't know why she was over there. Was fatally shot by United States Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, agent in Minneapolis. As of now, self-defense is what is being stated by Trump. For the FBI taking over the investigation. Again, something to look at. That's your number 2. At number 1, top 10 moment for 2026, the Venezuela bombing. That occurred on January 3rd, 2026, when U.S. forces struck the capital, capturing President Nicolas Maduro and initiating a new phase of U.S. intervention in the country. Explosions were reported around 2 a.m. local time, and the Trump administration as serving the triple goals of crippling Maduro, disrupting drug trade routes, and getting access to Venezuela's oil. Like Dave Chappelle always said, it's always about that oil. That oil. Following the raid, Trump's press conference made clear that oil was a core motivation for the operations against Venezuela. And as you should check out that show, Landfill, right? Apparently everything is about the oil. The world run off oil. It's in everything. Our clothes, our cotton, our whatever Billy Bob Thornton said. It's in everything. So the outcome, Maduro and his wife were captured and flown to New York with the U.S., announcing plans to manage Venezuela temporarily or ongoing. Who knows? Who knows? Right? But they better get it together soon because we trying to travel and enjoy them beaches. Passport. All right. That's your top 10 moments of 2026, first 10 days in. Let me know your thoughts. Did I get it right? Did I get it wrong? Is there anything we already left out or forgot or missed? I don't know how you can miss anything. It's only been 10 days, but there's a whole lot left in the year to go. Greenland 2, the movie already came out. If you're into the movies, so make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. We got a top 10 list of the movies to check out this year, top 10 list of the video games to check out this year, and I got more top 10s coming for you. Again, we going content crazy all 2026.